Traditionally, calves are weaned at 6 to 7 months of age. In spring calving herds in the northern Great Plains, this typically falls between October and November. However, during times when forage is limited, early weaning calves is a management tool that can be considered to alleviate pressure on the forage inventory. One of the principal advantages to weaning calves early is reducing forage intake by the cow herd. Weaning calves early will allow the cow to stop milking, reducing the amount of forage consumed by the cow and the cow's need for high-quality forage. Multiple research studies have demonstrated that weaning calves early can reduce forage intake of the mama cow from 10 to 25%, allowing managers to stretch forage inventories further into the year. Another advantage of weaning calves early is improved cow condition going into the fall and winter. Lactating cows can lose body condition rapidly due to the increased nutrient requirements associated with lactation. When low forage inventory conditions exist, loss of cow condition can accelerate not only due to lack of forage but also due to low quality. The loss of cow condition can be costly for managers later in the production cycle through either the cost of feeding condition back on the cow over the winter or cows that fail to rebreed during the following breeding season. For some ranchers, the benefit of early weaning may be in the economic opportunity cost of grass, even if forage inventory is not necessarily limiting. If you consider that reducing forage intake by 20% on a 5-month grazing season results in about an extra 30 days of grazing for the cow herd, the value of that grass is around $45 a cow. If feeding the early weaned calf costs about 50 cents a day, the net return on early weaning that calf is about $30 a cow. For some, this may result in an economic advantage over a conventionally weaned calf. For others, it may not. One of the things to be aware of when considering early weaning calves is the increased attention to management that will be required with these young calves. Early weaned calves will require significantly greater attention to health, nutrition, and other management practices than conventionally weaned calves that are 1 to 3 months older when they reach the weaning pen. Managers that do not have the time or resources to commit to an early calf weaning program may want to explore other options. Calves have been successfully weaned as early as 2 months of age. However, this is not practical under most ranch conditions. Weaning March and April-born calves in late July or early August is generally preferable to earlier time frames. To ensure the health and well-being of early weaned calves, managers must provide an excellent health and vaccination program. Be sure to work with your local veterinarian to properly design a health program which will work for you. The following are general recommendations to follow. Castrate, dehorn, and brand calves at least 10 days prior to weaning. Vaccinate for clostridial and viral infections. Treat for internal and external parasites as well as provide good protection from flies. Providing a good quality trace mineral and vitamins supplement to all calves. Provide access to adequate quantities of good quality clean watering equipment on a regular basis. Monitor these calves daily for symptoms of respiratory disease, digestive disturbances, scours, coccidiosis, and intake level. Early weaned calves should consume 2 3/4 to 3 1/4% of their body weight in dry feed daily. It's important that rations should be very palatable and free of dust. Offering a starter creep feed 3 to 4 weeks prior to weaning will help the calves adjust to eating processed feeds and make the weaning transition period less stressful. Initially, calves should be offered long stem grass hay. Top dress the commercial feed or concentrate mix over the long stem hay for the first 3 to 5 days. Once the calves are consuming these feeds readily, mixed rations can then be offered. Adding a liquid supplement such as molasses, condensed distillers solubles, or a commercial liquid supplement will help control dust, improve palatability, and reduce sorting. Do not start calves on silages and other fermented feedstuffs because the fermented odor and flavor of these feeds can cause feed aversion in freshly weaned calves. Wait until the calves are consuming the ration adequately and then begin blending in these types of feeds. I hope you've enjoyed this University of Minnesota Beef Team webinar on early weaning. If you have more questions, be sure to contact Eric Mosels, Extension Cow-Calf Educator at the North Central Research and Outreach Center in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Thanks for listening.